this data list session then we're going to have a look at doing some subtotals. Again, it's on the data tab, and we've got it all the way over here on the subtotals. Now firstly, depending on the information that you want, you need to do some sorting first of all. So for example, if I want to know how many females and males we have, so the machine would subtotal females and subtotal males for me and then give me an overall total. I need firstly to put the gender in A to Z order, because what the machine can't do is pick things out of the list to create the total. You have to generate the grouping for it, then it can do the subtotal. So we've got all the females, all the males, onto subtotal. Okay, so at each change in, so each time the gender changes, we want to add up, or well, probably count actually, we want to count the gender. So each time the gender changes, let's count up the genders and press OK. So we've got 9 female, 11 male and 20 is your grand total. If I want to know how many boxes we have and tennis and that kind of thing, I'm first of all going to remove the existing subtotals. So subtotal, remove all. Put my occupation in A to Z order. Subtotal. At each change in, this time occupation, we're going to count the occupation. So we've got 2 actors, 3 boxes, etc, etc, and 20 as the grand count or grand total at the end. Over at the left hand side, I've got this 1, 2 and 3. 1 will show me the grand total, 2 will show me the subtotals, and 3 I get the whole thing back again. If I wanted to know how many male actors there were and how many female actors, or how many male boxers and female boxers, etc. Lisa Minnelli, oh no, sorry, that's female, isn't it? I was just looking at the male bit. Right, let me just click away from it. Okay, yeah. So if I want to know how many actors I've got that are female and how many actors are male, or how many boxers are male or female, this actually isn't possible using the subtotals. So to get more information from your list, then I have a session called Datalists Subtotals, Datalists Pivot Tables. So that's the one you need to be looking at. Okay. Right, I'm going to clear these subtotals. So subtotal, remove all. Go back to the way the list was originally typed in. So I'm going to do an A to Z on my number column. And this is a perfect example as to why you would need to have this extra column working. Okay, maybe we want an average age. So first of all, an average age of all the females, an average age of all the males. So firstly, I'm going to put my gender in A to Z order, because that's the primary count that I want to do. So subtotals, at each change in gender, I want to count the gender. But then I want to know what the average age is of each gender, so male or female. So back into subtotal. So it's still going to be at each change in gender, we're going to average the age. So each time the gender changes, which obviously it'll do all of the female, give me an average age, do all of the male, give me an average age. I don't want to replace the current subtotals, so I still want to say to find out how many females and males I want. So I don't want to replace, I want to have the average as well as. If you've got a lot of data, you could actually put a page break between the female and the male, but it doesn't really apply to, well, it doesn't apply to us. We haven't got enough. Okay, press OK. So we've still got the count of 9, and we've got an average age, 45 for female, 40 for male. I'm just actually going to change one of these ages. So we've got Liza Minnelli, 80. Let's put her at 25, which has now changed the average age to 39, and well, males stay the same. So we'll put Will Smith at 30. Okay. We've got, if you look up here, look, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Clear the subtotals completely with subtotals. Remove all. Back to how the data was typed in originally, A to Z on column A. So I'm going to find out the average age by occupation. So firstly, occupation needs to be A to Z order, because that's the main thing that I'm wanting to group. Subtotal. At each change in occupation, I want to average the age. So we've got an average actor age, an average boxer age, etc., etc. And again, I'm back to my 1, which gives me the grand average, 2, and then 3. Clear the subtotals, subtotal, remove all. Back to how the data was typed in originally. So the subtotaling is good for what you might call two-dimensional. If you want the three-dimensional, so we want to know how many female boxers there are, for example, then we need to look at doing some pivot tables. But for now, that concludes the Datalists Subtotal session. Thank you.